Hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. You know, if you enjoy Marty's Minute Meditations, please visit Marty's Patreon page at patreon.com/Marty's Minute Meditations. Become a monthly donor. Become a martyr for manhood. If you don't like commitment, Marty understands. That's why Marty also has a PayPal account and a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if you want, you could click on those links and make a one-time donation and still be a martyr for manhood. And if by the end of this episode you feel reinvigorated by the spirit of humanity, please consider giving to the Loveland Foundation. It's a foundation dedicated to giving women and girls of color therapy and counseling. If you're a new listener, thanks for dropping in. You know, pull up a chair, pull up a pillow, get cozy. You know, I try to keep this ship at a reasonable temperature. Okay, you know, I try to keep it at 72 degrees, 71 degrees, somewhere around there. Okay, so just snuggle up, get cozy on our ship. You know, and if you're an old listener, thanks for coming back. Great to have you back. I've kept your spot warm. You know, a lot of people comment on how I make this ship analogy in the beginning of the episode, but I just want to emphasize the idea that we're all in this together, traversing this great ocean of possibilities. Okay? You know, sometimes you run into sharks. Sometimes you run into whales. Sometimes you see dolphins leaping in and out of the water, calling out, ee, you know, just calling out, ee. Like, what are they saying? What are they saying on this journey with us? And you wave to the dolphins and you call back, ee. What are you saying back? Nature's beautiful, right? But we're in this together. So if you're an old listener and you're hopping back on, it's really appreciated that you stuck it through. You came back. This truth that I'm speaking is something that you want to be involved in. So welcome back. Welcome aboard. So let's set sail today. Let's set sail together. Without further ado, let's begin today's episode. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. You know, I get a lot of emails. And a lot of people with questions, right? Questions or demands, confusions, uncertainties, right? And they come to me to help. They come to me for a change of perspective, for answers. So I want to take this opportunity, I want to take this episode to answer some emails. I think it's important to do that. I think it's important to hear what you folks have to say and to help you out, right? To reach out and grab you. Not in an offensive way. To grab you as if to hold you and to go, it's going to be okay. I'm here. Now, I do have to preempt this episode with saying, you know, I do have a degree in psychology, but I'm not a licensed therapist or psychologist, okay? So take what I have to say with a grain of salt, but you don't have to. You could be pretty serious about what I say. It's up to you. But legally, you're not allowed to really take what I say. Legally, you're not allowed to do it. You can't take it. So whatever I put down, you can't take, technically. by law. By law. And really, I'm just saying that because I can't take another lawsuit, folks. Okay, so I'm just saying, I can't really stand by what I say here, because I can. I'm gonna stand by it because this is what Marty believes. This is what Marty sees in the world, right? So when you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you some advice from my personal perspective, which is what you're coming for, right? But I can't. You shouldn't take it too seriously because I'm not a licensed therapist or psychologist. That being said, let's dive into the first email I have here. Okay, let's see what it says. This is from Greg from Colorado. Hello, Greg. Hi, Marty. Love the show. Love the meditations. They've been really helping me. I have an issue recently. I started dating a female bodybuilder. At first I was intimidated by her, but then I was taken by how beautiful she was. Not only physically, but her personality. To be a bodybuilder, you have to be so disciplined. Yes, you do. You really do. You really do. And that's an amazing trait about a bodybuilder. Just the discipline that they have, right? Makes them sexy. It's not always about the body, folks. It's not always about the body, about a woman's breasts or her buttocks, right? Or her arms, or her, I just want to address, yeah, I totally get it, Greg. Like, you're so attracted to what's inside of her, right? It's not just those washboard abs. Okay. I'm attracted to her discipline, right? Something I'm also attracted to, though, are her washboard abs. See, well, okay, but he also states that it's not just that, right? It's not just her washboard abs. It's also her personality, all right? And so, okay, back to the letter. So, but it's also her washboard abs. But I also find myself being intimidated by her muscles. Do I feel more weak as a man? Do I feel less apt as a man? I'm concerned. Marty, am I still a man? When I stand next to her, I worry that people don't see me as the man in the relationship. What does it mean to be the man in the relationship? Do I need to be the man in the relationship? I don't know. Marty, help me out. Where do I go from here? Greg, this is tough. This is a tough place to be. But wow, what an opportunity. Greg, this is part of your journey. I mean, look in front of you. Don't you see the mountain range that you have to traverse? Right? To go across these mountains and experience this inner turmoil, this concern. This is what will make you, okay? So indulge in this journey. Take part in this experience. This mental experience, this cognitive, psychological experience. Take a dive in. Get ready. Travel this mountain range. This is a beautiful experience. This is a lot. Are you scared? You should be. You should be. You should be excited too. I know I am. I'm excited to just talk about it. And I think this is the possibility for a progressive man these days. Put yourself next to a woman you feel weak to, that makes you question your masculinity, your manhood. Why? First ask that question. Why do you feel challenged as a man? Because she's got the muscles. She's the muscle in the relationship. Now you can start fights, right, with men. And you could turn to her for the muscle, right? If you engage a man in an altercation, right? It used to be that's what women used to do. They'd start a fight with a guy, right? And then you'd have to step in. Well, now they have to do that. So you could start fights with men and just turn to your girl and be like, "You got this, right, girl?" Like that's the tables have turned now. And if they complain against it, if they're like, "I don't like it," well, you go, "Well, then you have to protect me as the stronger gender, right?" So, and this, this is the thing. If women want to be stronger, they can be stronger, but then they got to pull their weight. They have to pull their weight. This is what equality is about. Start an argument with another female bodybuilder. And then if they threaten you, just turn to your girl and be like, "Hey, defend my honor. Now I know what you're saying, Marty, but what about it's not about that's even worse. If I can't defend myself, I feel inadequate. And that's the problem, right? I understand you feel inadequate. When you're touching up on her biceps, when you feel those amazing leg muscles. I've seen bodybuilders. I've seen their legs, their biceps, those washboard abs. You look at them and you go, wow, I feel weak. I feel inadequate as a man. I should have those muscles, not her. Then you start to resent her for having those muscles. You start to resent the woman you love, the woman that you're attracted to, right? Because of her giant muscles. Because she's the big spoon in bed. Right? You feel inadequate. Well, you just have to one-up her. You just have to find the strength. Where are the muscles that you feel better in? Maybe you feel better with your emotional muscles. And you have to talk to her about her giving you the space to be strong in that respect. Maybe intelligently. Maybe emotionally. Right? To all you women out there who are going, no, you can't take that. I'm a strong woman in all those respects. You have to give your man something. They have to have something more than you do. Or else then you're just the ego. You're just the ego in the relationship, right? All these women that want to reach the top, well, it comes at a price, okay? If you want physical strength, you have to give your man some kind of emotional strength. Allow that space for them. Allow them the space to cry and to be the emotional victors, right? I had a relationship with a very strong woman once. She was very strong, had a lot of muscles, looked very intimidating. And so what did I did? I claimed the sexual side of it, okay? I claimed the sexual side of the relationship. So I had to be the seductive one. I had to be the one that was dressed scantily clad, that got all done up on a date, so that all the other ladies looked at me and they went, wow, look at him. I had to be the trophy. I had to be the eyepiece, I had to be the visual piece. I had to be the trophy boyfriend there. She'd take me out and she'd slap me on the tush and go, hey, go and take a walk and look good for all the ladies out there. And I did it. I went out there with my short shorts because I've got a bottom. I've got a bottom to show off. Maybe you haven't seen it, right? But Marty's got a bottom that he can show off to the ladies, that the ladies like. Especially the middle-aged women. They really like it. They come up to me and they whisper in my ear, it's a real nice bottom you've got there. And then they just touch it, long enough for me to feel uncomfortable. But I'm the eyepiece, those are the, right, to suffer the slings and arrows of an outrageous bottom. That's what Marty had to do in that relationship. I had to be the seductive superior in that, because she was the strong superior. She was the physical superior in that situation. But I couldn't let her just have me whenever she wanted, right? I couldn't do that. No, I had to put up my limits too, because I was emotionally superior in that relationship too. I had to be emotionally superior. So whenever she would come at me, just looking for, a roll in the hay, I had to put up my emotional sensibilities and be like, no, I don't feel like that's appropriate right now. And she would go, come on, baby. You're mine. I should have you anytime. She'd wrap her arm around my waist. Go, no, that's not how this works. And I'd slap her in the face, even though I did want it. I wanted it, right? But I couldn't let her think that. Couldn't let her think that. Because she could have me anytime, but she needed limitations, right? Men, if you're weaker than your woman physically, then you have to put out your limitations. They're emotional limitations. No, you can't just have me. Because my emotional sensibility won't allow it. I'm not open to you. I'm not ready for you right now. I'm not ready for you to open up for my lingam, okay? My lingam, I have to keep it to myself. I need to have respect for my lingam. It's like I said in the dick pic episode, right? Having respect for your lingam. Well, this is where it matters. It's where it matters, men, is when we have to take control over it. Because a woman wants to take control over our lingam. No, you don't get control over it. This is mine. This is mine, and I do with it what I want. And it's not ready for you. It doesn't want you. It doesn't want to be inside you. It wants to be in a different place, okay? It wants to stay in my pants or my shorts. Whatever I'm wearing at that time, it wants to stay in that place. Not in your vagina, okay? Maybe if you prove to me your yoni is worth it, then my lingam will surrender to it, okay? But you can't just expect me to have it because it's your yoni is muscular and ready to grip my lingam with all the power and all the might, okay? I know you've got that big yoni energy, but you need to calm it down, okay? You need to calm it down because I'm too sensitive. I'm too sensitive to just be involved with your yoni. So that's what I'd have to say, Greg, in Colorado. That's what I'd have to say. Maybe we found that discovery through that email. I hope some men out there found some help too. All right, moving on to the next email. I want to preface this email with, I like to challenge myself and read some emails that are not so positive, right? Some emails they're not looking for help or a shift in perspective or an enlightenment of their masculinity. They're looking to just hurt Marty's feelings and just kind of put a damper on the whole movement that Marty is trying to take with his meditations, right? They're trying to make it toxic, right? And I don't like. I want to acknowledge these emails by reading them and giving my audience a view into that perspective, right? Because maybe you have it in yourself. Like maybe you love my show, but there's something in you that doesn't like it, and maybe I like to address it so that I could just address it and maybe relieve those feelings. So I want to read the negative emails too, the emails that question my purpose, the emails that maybe want to challenge it a little harder, okay? So this email is from Omar in Tennessee, all right? Marty, I hate the show. Why do you talk about things? You sound like you smell like sage and patchouli. Please stop making your show. Also, you make men look like pussies. That word hurts. That word hurts because it makes the actual pussy sound weak, okay? And it demeans it, and it demoralizes the pussy, okay? Which is a part of the female, the woman's anatomy that first of all I may have, and this connects because we talk about how strong the penis is. Well, the female yoni is very powerful, okay? The female pussy is a powerful thing, okay? And if you've ever dealt with a woman with a very strong yoni, you would know. If you've met a woman who does Kegel exercises, you would know that a pussy is very powerful, okay? First of all. So just to educate you, Omar, in Tennessee, that yoni can be really strong. So first of all, I acknowledge that terminology, and I'm not hurt by it. I'm not hurt by being called a pussy, okay? Even if I know that you mean I'm weak, right? That's your way of saying I'm weak. You actually are the one that called me strong. So thank you very much for doing that, okay? I'm not hurt by it at all. And yeah, so that's what you get, okay? I want to address this idea that I make men seem weak, because that's bottom line what you're trying to say. And I don't even want to give this person the pleasure of a response, frankly. I don't even, because it's so insulting. You're going to tell me that you hate my show, and then you're going to expect me to answer your questions, right? Like that's absurd. I'm not going to do it because it would just validate your feelings. I really worry about you, Omar in Tennessee, is what I'm trying to say. I'm worried because you seem like you have this understanding of manhood. This misunderstanding, this misrepresentation of masculinity that I think is the problem these days. Look into your heart, Omar. Look into your soul. What do you see there? Do you really see the man that's pushing all their emotions aside to achieve something, to be strong? Isn't there the baby in there? The little boy? Omar? Where's little Omar? Who liked hugging his friends, right? And feeling emotions and crying here and there. You know, I'm sure that there were little boys that when you cried, Omar, they went, Omar, you suck. You're a pussy, right? And you let that get to you. And now, any affront to your masculinity by bringing up emotions, being delicate, maybe being the weaker man, maybe being physically weak to your bodybuilder girlfriend would threaten you. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should go out there and get a bodybuilder girlfriend so you could experience what that is, to feel like you're not enough. Wow. But you know what? I'm not even going to respond. I wouldn't say it, though, because that would just give Omar power. So I'm not going to say that. Luckily, I'm strong enough in my confidence in myself to not respond to it. Because, frankly, if I had to say something, I would say, Omar, you're hurting my feelings by saying that. But I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Because I feel like I need to be the bigger person. And if I had to say anything, I would say that you're the one who's being the pussy, okay? You're the one being the pussy, your idea of a pussy in this situation, because you're scared. It sounds like you're scared, okay? Yeah, you're scared, and that's the bottom line. So okay, moving on to the next email. I'm not gonna let that get to me. I'm not gonna let it, ruin my day. I'm not gonna let it do that. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day, But I bring it up. I present it as the other side, right? I present it as the other side. Okay, next email. Let's see here. Last email of the episode. I'm sorry I have to limit it to 3, but I could be on here all day. All right, let's see. This is from Danny from Illinois. Hi, Danny. Welcome. Marty, love the show, and I especially love your voice. Really puts me in the space of the meditations. Oh, it's so great to hear that, because I really try to get it there. I really try to work on my voice and work on my spiritual energy so that I can get you into the meditations, okay? So it's really lovely that somebody acknowledges it. I've been feeling really lost lately. Like, I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like it's all meaningless. I've lost the oomph in my life. What can I do to get it back? Wow. This is a big question, Danny. This is a tough one. And I get it all the time, because men are seeking purpose in a world of no purpose right now. We don't believe in anything anymore. There's nothing to guide us through this maze of life. We're going through this maze of life, and I don't know, you imagine it how you want it. Maybe it's a cornfield maze, or maybe it's just a hedge maze. Like, maybe it's one of those. Or maybe like it's a giant mouse maze, right? That it's made of artificial walls. Whatever maze you want to imagine it to be. That's the maze you're in, right? That's the maze of life that we're all in. There are no heroes. There are no truth knowers, right? We're lost in this mud of uncertainty. Right? We're just stuck in it. We feel stuck in the mud, just all dirty, And I think for you long for your manifest destiny. What is that, Marty? Manifest destiny. What is that? What is that? Are you talking about the old time in the middle of the 19th century when all the white men traveled across the West, killed innocent Indians, and brought quote-unquote civilization, across the land, Is that what you mean, Marty? Manifest destiny? No. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about your own individual manifest destiny. Your manifest destiny. What does it mean, manifest destiny? It's a pathway. It's a journey, right? It's a journey down a path, down into the darkness, to bring some light into some unknown territory. The manifest destiny, it's not to travel land that's already been traveled. No. It's misunderstood because when the white man was traveling across the West, right, for their manifest destiny, they weren't encountering lands that weren't discovered before. No, these were lands that were already around. I'm talking about for your individual manifest destiny, traveling lands that have never been found before. Right? Don't be held back by what all those other silly guys out there are doing. You know, all those Instagrams models, right? Those fitness experts. You know, those great self-help people that go, oh, you know, don't listen to all those Instagram models that, you know, they're up there going, oh, this is my life, I'm so special. Yeah, don't listen to them because that's just a moment in their life that they don't get, you know. While these self-help gurus are still posting, you know, Instagram photos of their awesome house in their beautiful living room with all these beautiful plants where they do their wonderful meditations and their yoga, they don't get it. You know, stop trying to present something that I can't achieve, you know? You know, you may be having your chai and flaxseed smoothies because you could afford that because you're an influential personality on Instagram. But maybe Marty has to eat, you know, cat food out of a can. And, you know, it's not that it's cheaper than just getting tuna, but, you know, I feel like the cat food has better flavors sometimes than human food. Not that that's what Marty does. Not that Marty eats cat food. I don't want to put that rumor out there. That's not true. That's not true. I don't do. I can afford a can of tuna fish. Okay. Anyway. Manifest destiny. Manifest destiny. What's your manifest destiny? You know, we all have moments in life where we feel lost, and sometimes we just have to. You know. This reminds me of a time when I felt really lost in my life. I lost who I thought was the love of my life. I thought I loved her. I thought I did. Right? And then she just threw me away into the road, out into the great, you know, abyss of reality. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. I didn't like it at all. I was hurting. I was lost. My business failed. It failed, and it was because of me. I did it. I felt meaningless. I felt worthless. And I lie down on the floor and put in the new album of Bronze and Mead. I just laid back and just let my spirit rest and take in the work of beautiful artists, you know, that could really vibrate to me. They could really send their vibration into me, and I could open myself up to them, right? If we were in a relationship, if I was in a relationship with Bronze and Mead, you know, the great indie acoustic band, if I was in a relationship, then you know, my penis would be open to them. It would be ready for them. I would be willing and ready to dive and get lost into the sea of their yoni. And I know that I'm utilizing a term for a band, but you know, you have to, you know, these metaphors, they stretch beyond. Okay? I know I'm going to get a lot of emails about that I'm going to have to answer to in the next Marty Answers Emails, you know, part 3 or 4, you know. I'm going to have to answer to it. But I'm trying to make that image, okay? So I'm lying on the ground and Bronze and Mead is playing in the background. And, you know, I realized in that moment that we make these giant goals for ourselves. We have these huge expectations for our lives. What if we are meaningless? if we're just here to experience this moment, this vibration, right? Maybe we're going, but Marty, what's the future? What am I doing? How am I supposed to make this work? Make what work? Life? Life is working, whether you like it or not. Life is just going. Life doesn't care about how you feel about it. Life doesn't care what your plans are for it. It's gonna happen, irregardless. And that's what I realized about that song. In that moment, I was listening, and Bronze and me just washed over me with metaphor and lyrics of beauty and meaning. You know? And it was really sad what the lead singer of Bronze and me ended up doing. You know? It was really sad that he got into that bus accident. And he had real issues with drugs, right? But maybe he found meaning in those drugs. I don't know. I'm not saying do drugs. I'm not saying go out and do a bunch of drugs, because Marty doesn't believe in that. Marty doesn't believe in surrendering to other substances, right? You know, I the farthest Marty goes is I will overdose on sage like crazy. I will sage smudge my apartment until I can't breathe, because the smoke from the sage is so overwhelming, right? But that's Marty. That's who Marty is. That's how Marty goes, okay? Marty believes in it in that way. So, Danny, from Illinois, I know you're in a mode where you're feeling lost, but let yourself be there. You know, imagine that you've walked into the forest, right? Maybe you had a goal. Maybe you were looking for, maybe you were, hunting down a particular tree, particular mushroom, right? Or plant. Maybe it was medicinal. Maybe you were just trying to forage something. You couldn't find it. And in that moment where you can't find that plant, what do? Do you just go, I failed? No. You're in the forest. Take your clothes off. Walk around. Just rub up against trees and feel yourself in nature. Be lost and love it. That's how you should be in life. Maybe there's those moments in life where you feel lost. Just get naked and rub up against stuff. Just feel it. Feel the experience of the world and what the world has to offer. Because it has so much to offer. And if you're stuck looking for it, seeking it out, trying to find meaning in it, then you'll lose sight of all of those things. Because manifest destiny is taking it one step at a time. Not getting fixated on where you're supposed to be, but where you're journeying through. To those of you out there who sent in your emails, Greg, Omar, Danny, thank you. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for opening up the space for new and interesting ideas and conversations. Right? And to you listeners who are tuning in, thanks for joining us today. You know, Marty loves to have more people on board. So if you like Marty's Minute Meditations, please tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies too. Maybe that's a way that you can make them not so much your enemies. Now you have something to talk about. Maybe you guys could connect over meditations. Wouldn't that be lovely? Oh my gosh, Marty would be so full of joy and purpose if you connected with your enemy over a meditation. Wow. Just meeting in that vibration, that love. Wow, that's magic. So tell your friends, tell your coworkers, right? Marty doesn't want to get too wrapped up in this mainstream media, social medias and all that stuff. Ugh, it's icky. It's icky. So I'd love it if you could just spread the word of my meditations. Now, many of you may be going, oh, great, Marty, please put all the work that you should be doing on us. It's not work. It should be a pleasure to spread the word of love and joy all over the world, Marty is only big as his followers, So just think about that. You're part of the group. You're part of the energy, part of the power. So if somebody's going, I don't know, I'm all bored with all these podcasts, right? Well then, send Marty's Minute Meditations their way. And Marty will do the rest. So thank you for joining Marty's Minute Meditations today. And until next time, I'll be here, waiting, ready to meditate. I've got the wind blowing down by the road. I've got my past whispering things left untold. I've got my dreams settling down by the lake. Something is wrong, it's in your face. And I don't know what I ever wanted, but dreams, they come and go. And I don't know if you ever miss me, but if so, I'd just like to know. I see you in the distance, but not very far. Lost it to slumber, I'm living in the dark. You wake me, you take me, my past I can't avoid. Darling, take me away from this void. And I don't know what I ever wanted, but dreams, they come and go. And I don't know if you ever miss me, but if so, I'd just like to know.
I've got my past whispering things left untold. I've got my dreams settling down by the lake. Something is wrong, it's in your face. Something is wrong, something is wrong. Something is wrong, something